So as you find your seated position, becoming aware of your sitting bones, I like to kind of rock side to side, make sure I can really feel where they're at. And from that point of stability and groundedness, begin to lengthen up through your spine, becoming a little bit taller. And now you relax your shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades slide down the spine. Arms are completely relaxed. And close your eyes. And turn your attention to your breath. Notice its different qualities. What does it sound like? What does it feel like? What is its energy? Just become fascinated and curious with every inhale and exhale. Not trying to change or manipulate the breath at this point, but just noticing for perhaps the first time today. Are there any parts of your body where the breath is having a hard time going? Is it allowed to go deep into your pelvic floor, or is that part of your breath a little closed off, a little sticky? Are you able to breathe up into your collarbones, up into your throat? Are you able to feel the breath in your back body? Becoming aware of the breath as a 360-degree movement, like a balloon expanding on all sides. Good, let go of that. Let's open your eyes and we'll begin to move the spine. Let's interlace the fingers and flip your palms inside out. Reach up over your head. Now look up at the roof that you've created for yourself. Really, really lift and reach so the rib cage is lifting away from your hips. Now lean slightly to the left, slightly to the right. Just a gentle swing side to side. Good, one more on each side. Continue to breathe. And release the arms down, neutral spine, clasping the hands behind you, interlacing the fingers, press your palms together, squeeze through the shoulder blades as you lift the chest, gaze high, heart open, broad through the collarbones. Rock the pelvis forward, the ribs jut outward, and we extend through the spine. Now find your breath here, closing the back body in order to open through the front body. Release your grip, coming through neutral spine, clasping hands in front of you, interlacing the fingers, press the palms together. Now reach out towards me, tuck the tail, chin drops to the chest, gazing down at your navel. Now really reach. Now we close the front body to open through the back body. Beginning to introduce this concept, this idea, this energy of these two equal opposite forces, right? Open and close, expand and contract, yin and yang. Good, slowly release, bringing the right hand to the outside of the left thigh, placing the left fingertips behind you. Gentle twist, gazing over the left shoulder. Find your breath. And as we move through practice and as we get more active, your breath will become more active as well. Inviting in a little longer inhale, a little more complete exhale. Slowly through center, switching sides. Try not to drop your chin. Keep your gaze high, steady on the horizon and over the shoulder. And back through center. Good. Take your hands. You're going to interlace your fingers behind your head. Now, as you inhale, you're going to reach forward to like your elbows are going to touch behind you. Exhale, close the front body, touch your elbows together and round your spine. Your elbows are actually going to touch. It's just going to help if you kind of think maybe they would. It's going to really help you round your spine. So inhale, really extend, open through the front body like a sunflower, opening up to the sun, and then rounding through your exhale like a sunflower at night as they curl in on themselves. One more time, inhale, open, exhale, close. Good, coming back to neutral spine. Let's remove the block, keeping the blocks near you. Coming into a tabletop position. Now stretch out the right leg, tuck the back toes under, and then press back through that outstretched leg to get a stretch through the toes, through the feet, through the calf, through the ankle. Take your left hand, flip it 180 degrees, and place the palm down. So now your fingertips are pointing towards that left knee. Good, gentle pressing back, a little active through the arms. And then find the breath in and out through the nose. As soon as you find stillness in your physical posture, return your attention to the breath. Each new shape that we take on in the asana is a new opportunity to send the breath, that energy, into a new place in our body. Good, bring the knee in. The hand flips around, left leg extends, tuck the toes under, stretch back, and the right hand will flip the 180 degrees. Keep the back of the neck long. It's really easy to like kind of drop the head, staring down at your toes, right? Think of your neck as an extension of your spine, which it is. The cervical spine is your neck, and keep it neutral with the rest of your spine. Good, bring everything back to center. Now take your right knee, bring it to your midline, wrap your left leg behind your right, and then bring your ankles out to your sides. So when we're in this cross-legged position, now really squeeze those thighs together, and I want you to start to roll the hips, stir the pot in one direction. Press evenly through the palms, and invite in some deep breaths. Yeah, so really get into that swirling sensation, that movement, like water in a bowl. Start to loosen things up, smooth out that circle, and switch directions. Again, keep that neck neutral. Don't stare down at your knees, looking about 6 inches out in front of you. Now invite in some of those deeper breaths, more energy, more heat. Good, and now find stillness through the hips, through the pelvis. Now bring your blocks in front of you, and we're gonna slowly walk our hands using the blocks towards our body, and then Flip the blocks up onto the highest setting. You're still slightly tipped forward. And then squeeze your glutes, push your hips forward. Now, if you can, you're going to come totally upright. This is very intense for the hips, okay? So if you need to stay down with a little bend in the hips, just do that. Now, if you've made it up into this half kneeling position, bring your arms up over your head, clasp onto opposite elbows, slight back bend. Drop your tailbone down, tuck the ribs down, squeeze the legs tightly. Find your stability through the legs. Reaching, 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 breathing. Good. If you clasped elbows, slowly come down, hands to blocks, walk your blocks out until you come back into that tabletop. Now, coming from here, we're going into a twisted downward facing dog, cross-legged down dog, tuck the toes, and lift those hips. Hold and breathe here. You can have a bend in the knees here, guys. You do not need to lock those knees out. Take a few deep breaths. Relax your head and your neck. Now take that leg that's behind, lift it up, bring it around and in front of the other leg. So now we are on the second side. Drop down to your knees, squeeze those legs together, and bring those ankles out to the side. Now let's stir the pot, starting in one direction. Deep breathing. Allow the breath to be like a bellows on a fire. Really get that energy flowing. Good, switch directions, breaking up all that stickiness, all that stale energy. We're just moving right through it. Like blowing out the cobwebs, right? Allowing that fresh air, that fresh energy into all the nooks and crannies. Good, find stillness in the pelvis. Take your blocks, we're gonna walk our hands towards our body. Again, each side is really different. This side might be easier, it might be harder. Slowly, if you want to, you can come up into the half kneeling position. If you're okay there, you're going to clasp onto opposite elbows. Now drop that tail, squeeze through the legs, open through the heart. Don't forget to breathe. Good, slowly release your elbows if you will come up and lower back down. Tuck your toes and come back into a cross-legged down dog. Let the head hang. Good, uncross those legs, coming into a traditional downward facing dog from here. Now lift the right leg high, keep your hips level, and then glide through high plank. Let's place the right foot down right outside the right pinky. Drop the back knee down, top of the foot comes down. Now coming up onto fingertips, or you can place blocks under your hands. Chest lifted, shoulders down and back. The pelvis sinks down and forward. So we're really getting that stretch through the hips on both sides. I'm gonna grab my blocks. My hips are feeling especially tight today. So we want to be able to maintain good posture here. Shoulder blades squeezing together, shoulders out of the ears, and then breathe into the hips. That right knee might want to travel to the outside of the mat. That's fine. Just allow it to kind of flop out, no problem. Find that softening through the hips best that you can. Good. Tuck the back toes. Send the front leg back to downward facing dog. Walk out the hips. Good. Go, let's lift the left leg high, hips nice and even. Glide through three-legged plank, and then the left foot comes to the outside of the left pinky. Drop the back knee down, top of the foot comes down. Now either from the mat or if you'd like to have blocks, press the floor away. Think about that good posture, shoulders down and back, pelvis sinks down and forward, and breathe into any tension you might be experiencing. Good. Move the blocks to the side or the front. Place the hands on the ground. Tuck the back toes under, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Now lift that right leg high once more. Hips are level. From here, we're going to open that right hip out to the side. So externally rotate the hip and then bend that right knee. Try to keep equal weight through the arms. Try not to twist through the left leg in this three-legged dog. Go ahead and rotate the ankle on the right side, both directions. Beautiful. Now straighten the back knee, level the hips, glide through three-legged high plank, and place your right foot between your thumbs. Drop the back knee down, untuck the toe. Now on your next inhalation, the arms will reach up over the head, low lunge. Find the breath. Allow the pelvis to be heavy, sinking down and forward, squeezing through the legs for stability. One more inhalation. As you exhale, twist towards the right. The arms come down to shoulder height, palms facing away, gazing over your right shoulder. Find the breath. It's an inhalation for the arms to rise up, coming through center. Exhale, frame front foot, downward facing dog. Good, let's lift the left leg high. And then begin to externally rotate through the left hip. Bend the knee, and then press equally through both of the hands. Make sure the right leg is not twisting. And then bring a few rotations into that left ankle, both directions. Good. Now straighten the left leg, level the hips, glide through three-legged plank, place your left foot between your thumbs. Drop the back knee down, top of the foot comes down. On an inhale, arms lift up over the head. Sinking down and forward. Find softness where you can. Where can you cultivate that? Where must you be rigid, and where can you be soft, or maybe you're not allowing it? One more inhale. As you exhale, twist to the left. Arms come down to shoulder height. Spread the fingers wide, gazing over your left shoulder. Make sure that the left hip stays square to the front of your mat. On an inhale, arms sweep up over the head, coming through center. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down to your mat. Tops of the feet down, elbows in. Inhale, baby cobra, look up, gaze up, chest up. Exhale through tabletop, downward facing dog. Inhale, walk feet to hands, coming to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up through flat back, arms sweep up over the head, standing salute. Exhale, hands down by your side, Tadasana. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, prepare. Exhale through Chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, feet to hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up through flat back, standing salute. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, prepare. Exhale through Chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, plant the left foot between the thumbs. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, arms overhead, high lunge. Exhale, frame front foot through Chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, plant right foot between the thumbs. Inhale, arms overhead, Anjaneyasana, high lunge. Exhale, frame front foot through Chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, feet to hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, through flat back, rise up, standing salute. Exhale, arms down by your sides, Tadasana. Hold and breathe. You can close your eyes. Good, open your eyes. On an inhale, arms sweep up over the head. Exhale, chair pose, sit the hips back. Good, thighs parallel, feet even, weight through the feet. Hold and breathe, building up some tension, some heat in the quads, in the legs, brace your core. On an inhalation, hands come to the heart. Exhale, twist to the right, hooking your elbow onto the outside of your thigh. Now look down at your left knee. Has it traveled forward? If it has, bring it back in line with your right knee. Gazing over the right shoulder. Now begin to pour the weight into the right knee, into the right foot, heavy on the right leg, lifting, lightening through the left foot, and shoot that left foot behind, coming into the lunge. Now, option is to drop that back knee down if you need to. Squeeze the legs together, finding stability through that tension, squeezing towards the midline. On an inhalation, the arms come up over the head, high lunge. Hold and breathe, shoulders relaxed. Front knee over ankle, squeeze through the back thigh. Good. Pivot the back foot 90 degrees. You're going to rest your right forearm on the top of your right thigh. Reach over your head with your left arm. Extended side angle. Shoulder, that left shoulder, get it down out of your ear. Wrap your pinky inward. Don't forget to breathe and focus on your breath. One more inhale. Exhale to frame your front foot, coming down through chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, feet to hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise through flat back to stand, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, sit back, Uttanasana. Hold and breathe. Squeeze through the legs, squeeze to the core, soften through the face. Inhale to bring your hands to your heart. It's an exhale to twist to the left. Now look at that right knee. If it's traveled forward, bring it back. Gazing over left shoulder. Let the breath buoy you. Now lighten the load on the right foot. Start to become heavy through the left leg. Lift and lighten that right foot and shoot it back behind you, coming into lunge. Option to drop the right knee down. Squeeze the legs hard towards the midline, bringing in a lot of effort into the muscle. Soft, steady gaze. On an inhalation, the arms rise up over the head, squaring shoulders over hips, high lunge. Shoulders relaxed, heart soft and open. Beautiful. Pivot that back foot 90 degrees. The forearm comes to rest on the top of the left thigh, reaching up and over the head with the right arm, shoulder down out of the ear, gazing up past the bicep, creating a strong straight line from ankle, knee, hip, through the ribs, through the shoulder, elbow, and fingertips. Find your breath. One final inhalation. Exhale to frame front foot through chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, feet to hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, through flat back, rise up, arms sweep up over the head. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. Beautiful. Let's step out into 5-pointed star. If you have a block, have one on either side. Now, 5-pointed star is quite wide. The outer edges of your feet are in line with the outer edges of the mat. So that might mean a slight pigeon toe, and that's totally fine. Beautiful, yeah. So from here, the right foot is going to pivot 90 degrees. Arms float up by your sides, shoulders relaxed. Look out over your right fingertips, and then bend the right knee till it's over the ankle, coming into warrior two. Shoulders stay stacked over the hips. Now look at that right knee. Make sure it hasn't fallen inward. You should be able to see the first and second toe clearly. Good. On an inhalation, we'll straighten through the front knee. Exhale to reach out over the horizon, and then coming into triangle. So this is where if you have a block, I highly recommend the block comes to the outside of your right foot and you press through the block, creating a strong straight line through the arms. Squeeze through the back leg, especially the back glute. Now, if we want a little more challenge for the core, you can take your right hand and you can bring it to your hip. So now we're really having to use the core to maintain our positions. Really squeeze the legs. If you've taken this option, brace, 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 and breathe. If you've brought your hand to your hip, bring it back down to your block. It's an inhale to press through the back foot, rise up. Exhale, bend the front knee, back to warrior two. Inhale to flip the front palm. And exhale into reverse warrior, draping and relaxing the back arm over the thigh. Now maintain that good bend through the front knee. So don't straighten that front leg. Keep the bend, squeeze the legs, gazing up past your elbow. An inhale brings you back to warrior two. Exhale, arms by your side, straighten front knee, and pivot back to your 5-pointed star from the hips down. You can keep the arms relaxed for a moment. Good, we'll switch sides. Let's pivot the left foot 90 degrees. Good, float the arms up by your side, shoulders relaxed. As minimal effort through the arms as you can. Now look out over the left fingertips and then bend your left knee. Beautiful warrior two setup. Now look at the left knee and make sure that it's over the ankle. It hasn't fallen in. Squeeze through the glutes, tuck through the pelvis, long low back. Steady, soft gaze over the fingertips. Soft, steady breath, lifting and expanding through the ribs, through the chest. It's an inhale to straighten through front knee. Exhale, reach out over the horizon. And when you can reach no more, coming into your triangle. Block comes to the outside of the ankle, pressing down through your block and opening up through the right chest. So try not to reach and have your shoulder pointed down towards the floor. Open, open, open through the shoulder, through the chest. Keep your posture, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now breathe, option to take your left hand, bring it to your hip. Now squeeze your legs hard, find that stability through the core. Find your foundation, press down through the feet. If you've brought your hand up to your hip, place it back to your block. It's an inhalation to press through the back foot, rise up. Gaze over the fingertips, exhale to bend front knee. Inhale, flip the front palm. And exhale to reverse your warrior, maintaining that good bend through the front knee. Find your breath, gazing past the bicep. It's an inhale to bring you back to warrior two. Exhale, arms by your side, straighten the knee and pivot that foot back in. Yeah, nice. Bring hands to hips. As you inhale, you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together like your elbows are going to touch behind you. Exhale through the back bend all the way down and then completely relax at the bottom. So you can stretch out a little longer here, widening out your stance. And then just allow your head to be heavy. Arms can go wherever you like. You can have soft bend to your knees. Take a few deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good, let's flatten out the back, tent your fingertips. Now listen, we're gonna heel toe our feet till they're like slightly outside shoulder distance, okay? So a little wide, toes turned out. Now from here, we're going to sit the hips down and we're gonna come into a squat, yoga squat. So if this is like, you feel like you're really gonna fall over, then take a block and just put it under your butt so you can like sit down. It's actually really nice. I think I'll just stay here with this block underneath me. So what this allows is, if you have the block under your butt, what's nice about it too is you can really work to flatten your back, which is the goal of the yoga squat, which oftentimes if we try to do this without the block, we would just fall backwards. So it's really nice to have the block. I highly recommend it if you have it. Now shoulders are down, the gaze can be slightly up, and we're working to extend through the spine. Pressing the knees out with our elbows. Good, now you can stay here or you can try a little crow pose. So crow pose can be really fun. I know it seems a little scary, but you basically just press your elbows into the inside and you're gonna rock your weight forward. Spread the fingers really wide. Now, one of the keys to crow is keeping your gaze up. And then you can just try to lift your toes. Keep your gaze up, don't look down, keep your head lifted, and it really, really helps. Yeah, just have fun with it. You can kind of rock back and forth. If you don't feel comfortable holding the crow, you know, just make adjustments as needed. Maybe the knees can need to come a little higher up. Nice, good, let that go. Coming back into your little squat here. Oh, very good. Awesome, and then we'll just remove the block and we'll just come to sit down. That's pretty easy, right? Just sitting down. Let's just check the time real quick so I wanna have time for, okay, cool. Wanna have time for your Shavasana at the end. All right, guys, so let's come back into our tabletop position here. I want you to bring your right foot between your thumbs. And then I'm gonna have you start to stretch out and lengthen through the right foot, or the right leg. Now from here, one option is to come into a like you're bent through the left knee. And then from here, you can slowly kind of sandwich yourself, getting a really good stretch through that right hamstring. Now, if that's not possible because you can't like bend your knee all the way, that's fine. Just stay here. This is a great stretch. Yeah. The other option, if you do have a block, is you could put a block underneath that, this hip, which also could just make it feel a little more grounded. Now, wherever you are in your hamstring stretch, just breathe here, flex through your ankle, and work to extend through the spine. So instead of rounding the spine, right, think about releasing the tail and extending, like you're gonna back bend. And then just breathe. We'll be here for a few more seconds. Good, now wherever you are, whether you come down, you're gonna lift, and we're gonna come back to that lunge position where we started from, and then come back into down dog. Tuck the back toe, and send it back. Now drop down to the knees from here, and we'll bring the left foot between the thumbs. And then again, we're just gonna rock the weight back. Now you can stay high, right? This is a fine version of the split to do. Or if you'd like to place the block down. And my heel is slightly outside of my hips. You don't have to be sitting down on top of your heel. The heel can be released out to the side slightly, and flex your ankle, and then trying to keep as flat a back as you can, coming down for your forward fold. Good job. All right. Again, wherever you're at, you're going to come back to that original low lunge, tuck the back toes, and come back into your down dog. Beautiful. Drop down to the knees, cross your ankles, coming into a seated position. Butterfly will be next. So I'll bring the soles of the feet together. If you have really tight inner thighs, I would recommend lifting your butt up, because look what happens. Like my whole spine, like my low back is tucked under because I am so tight that I can't, it's really hard for me to get my spine straight, right? But if I lift my butt up, you'll see that suddenly it's not so bad, right? So now I have this nice neutral low back, and that is such a beautiful foundation for any stretch, right? That neutral spine, especially where our pelvis meets our spine. So from here, again, same idea. We're gonna try to keep this kind of almost back bend, this flat back, as we come forward. So we're not gonna collapse forward. We're gonna keep that nice flat back, and then find the breath and breathe into the stretch. Knees are heavy. You don't have to press the knees down, just let gravity do the work. The inhale, you can use your inhale to extend the spine, and then the exhale brings you more into the hip hinge. Good. Slowly rise up to the shoulders, stacking over hips. Use your hands to help your knees back into, ooh, that's nice. And then you can actually stay up on your block if you have a block underneath you. You're gonna straighten out both of your legs and do a little bit of a shake, side to side. Good. So let's keep the right leg straight out in front. We're gonna take the left leg, put it on the, place the left foot to the outside of the right knee. And we're gonna hug that right knee in, and we're gonna use it as like leverage, right? So we're gonna hug it, and then we're going to use it to help lift and lengthen the spine, lift the chest, and then the left fingertips come behind us. Heavy through the left hip, equal weight through the pelvis, equal weight through the sit bones, shoulders relaxed. Slowly moving through center. Coming into a brief counter twist before we switch sides. Some of you might get a little pop or crack. Good, and then back through center, stretching out the left leg, right foot comes to the outside of the left knee. square up, right? Everything square to the front. Hug that knee, lift the chest, okay? And then bring the right hand behind you. Shoulders relaxed, open through that right shoulder, front shoulder. Again, same thing here on the inhalations. You could think of extending the spine, lifting and lengthening. And then the exhale, you twist a little more deeply. And you might not actually like visually move, right, more deeply, but even if it's just a thought where you're putting your energy there, and eventually you will get more deep into your twists. Slowly through center, we'll come into our brief counter twist. Good, unwind the legs, and we'll come down onto the mat to lie down. Let me see, we got, good, we're right on time. Oh, we'll hug the knees in, rocking side to side. And our last pose will be our happy baby, unless there's another pose you would like to take, which is totally fine. This will just be the last pose of the practice before Shavasana. So if you'd like to do happy baby, reaching to the inside of the thighs, grabbing onto ankles or outside of the feet. And then lengthen the spine, make sure tail and head remain on your mat. Or you can do a posture, an ending posture of your choice. Good. From here, you can bend the knees, hug the knees in towards the chest one last time, and then stretch your legs out long on your mat. Heels are as wide as your mat, so you can really let the feet kind of flop out to the sides. Arms down by your sides, palms face up, allowing space between your body and your arms. Your armpits have room to breathe. Just close your eyes and completely relax the muscles. Your breath is gentle and soft, going back to its natural rhythm. Head is heavy, feeling the weight of your body, gravity. You sink down into your mat, softening the small muscles around your face, in between your eyebrows. Allowing thoughts, images, ideas, just let them float by your mind's eye, not grasping onto any one of them, just allowing them to float by, not getting invested, being objective and having equanimity, no judgment. This is a rest for the body and a rest for the mind, not trying to figure anything out. Just letting go. Slowly begin to bring small signs of life into your fingers and toes. Reaching your arms over your head. Big stretch like you're just waking up. Hugging your knees in towards your chest. And rock onto the right side of your body. Reaching your right arm over your head so you can use your bicep as a pillow. We'll stay just a few breaths in the fetal position. Gently pressing through the left palm. Keep the eyes closed, coming back into your original seated position. And once there, lengthening up through the spine. Hands rest on the thighs. Eyes closed. And focus on your breath. And if your mind wanders, just gently bring it back to your breath. Pressing your hands together, thumbs come to the heart. Extending gratitude to yourself for carving out this time to practice and doing this beneficial thing for your body and your mind. Something that will even benefit those around you. May we take what we learn on the mat out into the world with us, showing compassion to others and to ourselves, seeing challenges as opportunities, having an open mind and an open heart. It's an honor teaching you. Thanks for being with me here today. Namaste.